Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
¿Quieres mejor internet? Cox Internet de 300 megas tiene las velocidades rápidas y confiables que buscas. Perfecto para streaming y gaming y trabajar desde casa. Yeah. Todo por solo $45 al mes cuando agregas Cox Mobile. Incluye equipo de Wi-Fi y garantía de precio de 2 años en tu plan. Yeah. No esperes. Cámbiate hoy a Cox. Requiere Cox Mobile Gig Unlimited. Garantía de precio no incluye impuestos y cargos. Velocidad de datos móviles se reduce después de 20 gigas al mes.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a real-life medium? Then this is the podcast for you. In this show, you'll learn how to open your heart to spirit, hear adventures I've experienced as an award-winning psychic medium and teacher. Plus, I'm going to give you some psychic information and insight into what the future holds for our increasingly crazy world. Tune in every Friday and get ready to connect to the other side. I'm Jen, and I'll be your guide starting right now. Hey everybody, it's me. I'm back again. It's the Singing Medium Podcast with Jen Abra. Welcome. If you're new to the Singing Medium Podcast, I want to say thank you so much for Spirit leading you to me, and thank you so much for hitting that button and listening to this maybe in your car or at your work or when you're on a walk with your AirPods. Those are very dangerous for you. Take them out right now. Thank you. I'm really glad to be back here. If you're hearing some strange noises in the background, don't get upset. That is Rudy the dog. I was trying to record with him out of the closet and he was not having it, so I had to start over. And there was some whining, and he might be whining again. So we're going to see how this goes, because I kind of felt inspired to start recording again, because as I promised, after taking the summer off from the podcast, that I was going to come back in the fall. Now, technically, fall doesn't start until September 20-something. Okay, so I do have more time, but there's the idea that it begins in September, because some new beginnings happening in September. Maybe that's like the real beginning of the year. So starting in September is the School of Psychic and Mediumship study. And I have decided just now that I am not going to try hard anymore. So I have this idea that I need to have a certain amount of students in my school. I believe we're at 20 students registered already, but there hasn't been any registrations in a while. And I keep wondering, like, what's going on? Like, why are not, and whatever the reasons are, I don't know. But I realized something, that the way Spirit School is designed is so that, like, it has to be a flow kind of thing, has to be kind of that divine intervention, that beautiful intelligence of flow of consciousness, and I'm acting like a human. So that's why it's not working, or one of the reasons why it's not having more students, because maybe it's already full. Maybe all the students that are meant to be there are already collected in there, and they're just waiting patiently for school to begin the first week of September. So we'll see how it goes. I have decided I'm going back on TikTok, so please go follow me. I think it's Elevate Her Soul on TikTok. I have taken like 6 months off from TikTok. I actually deleted my original account just because it was so negative, and I wasn't able to manage my energy properly with that. And speaking of managing energy, what do you think of what's coming and what's happening? Yeah. So as I'm recording, it is August 22nd. And I just found out yesterday that, the great things are coming back. Not great things. I mean, totally sarcastic. They're saying masks are coming back. Closing things down again, and I'm just like, for what? And the interesting thing, I was talking to one of my students yesterday, and I was like, how come I wasn't picking up any psychic information about more, I was last year, picked up more lockdowns, etc. in my predictions, but there was no timeline involved in that. And I'm like, how come I'm not picking that up? Everyone else was picking up that was going to happen again, and I wasn't picking that up. She's like, maybe you have a trauma from last time. I'm like, totally. Because I said, there's like a curtain over it. Like, I can't see that information. She goes, well, you probably have a trauma from the last time. I'm like, that makes so much sense. So I'm not able to see that. So a couple of things that may help you, because I was freaking out last night. I got to be honest. I didn't have a full-blown meltdown or cry or anything yet, but I'm like, had so much anxiety before I went to bed. Because I'm like, how are we going to do this again? How are we going to? And the answer is we're not. Like, we're not going to do this. We're not going to comply with this. And then I'm like, I need to make a shirt that says, I do not comply, because I'm going to go into stores and not wear a mask. And we can't do it again, guys. We just can't go through this again. And we're going to have to do this completely different. Okay? I don't want the podcast to be about this, because this gives me complete anxiety. And I know there's a lot of you who listen who suffer from that stuff, those feelings of anxiety and maybe panic attacks and things like this. So we're just going to breathe. We're going to breathe. And when we need to freak out, then we're going to freak out. But we're not going to freak out right now. Okay? In the present moment. We are going to be in the present moment. So, what happened this summer? I know what you did last summer. What happened this summer? I tried to go to a few beaches. So, we did a couple of road trips to the beach in Ontario. I think we did I don't know what it's called. Port something. Sable Beach, those kind of things. Never been there. And it was very relaxing to a certain extent to be by the lake, by the water. You know, like I'm a water beach person. And what else happened? I'm going to be on a podcast, The Kid Carson Show. I'm going to talk about Spirit School. I'm going to talk about how amazing it is to be a psychic and a medium. I did multiple readings at Moonflower Store in Beaverton. I met a lot of wonderful people. I learned how to use a cash register. I'm trying to think what else I did. I can't think of it. But again, I love fall. Bring on the hoodies. Bring on the Uggs. Bring on the track pants and the messy buns and the apple cider and pumpkins and not Halloween. No, I am not a Halloween girl. No, out of all the holidays that are out there, Halloween is the worst for me. And you would think that might be my favorite because I'm medium and a psychic. Nope. Keep your orange and black away from me. And let's just skip over that so we can get to red and green. Okay. You guys know how much I love Christmas. Yesterday I did a free group reading. That was something else. So my plan is to figure out how to cut a video and make like little segments and then post them on TikTok or YouTube so that you can see the readings that I did for the people, for the peeps that took time out of their beautiful evening to come and hang out with me so I could connect with their loved ones in spirit, which is my first and foremost priority to do that. And then the night before I did a free psychic class, so that was fun too. So sometimes I get in the mood where I like to do free things, and then sometimes, I'm like, hey, let's make some money. Let's make some money here. And interesting enough, another post that I made recently, if you go on elevate.hersoul on Instagram, I talked about the stigma behind us talking about money and how much money we make. So I'm going through this whole upgrade thing with my money and tax crap and things I'm afraid of, and I never knew how much I made before because I didn't want to look at it. Like I wouldn't even look. I like don't here account you handle. I don't want to know how much money I make. So I was like, maybe I need an approach where like maybe the invitation for people to become mediums obviously is not the focus on money, but like I know a lot of people are very unhappy in their current careers, and I'm like, you can make a career out of this. You can make a living of doing what I do. And I think I've told the story before that when I worked at the school board, like I didn't make very much money. And this is like maybe triple what I made at the school board. So why would you stay somewhere where you're miserable and make peanuts when you could do something that is amazing and out of this world and so fulfilling and helping so many people, and you could become a medium, right? So there's that. Realized how much money I made. I'm trying to think what else I did this summer. I can't think of it right now. It wasn't like, my original plan was to like take the whole summer off. That did not happen. However, So as you know, I'm a spirit-led life. I live a spirit-led life or a soul-led life. And it must have been before I saw the announcement about masks and things coming up, because a couple of days before that, I had this massive urge that I need to go to Florida. Like, also, if they cannot shut down the airports, because you won't believe what happened. Chad finally agreed to go on a trip with me. He has never, like, we've been to little places, but not like a maid, like we never had a honeymoon, so like we've been married 22 years, I believe. And I finally got him to agree to go to Costa Rica with me in end of October. So I made that happen. Like, we are going on a trip. And then I was reading last night, which is why I had anxiety. It's like even Spirit told me where to go. Like the exact resort, there was a half off sale. Like I got like, I think the trip was like originally for 7 days, $3,000. I got it for half off. Spirit told me the name of the resort to go to, the timing to go to. And then I'm like, what the hell, Spirit? Why? And they're like, you're just going to have to wear a mask on the airplane. I'm like, no, stop. No. There's a lot of things I will do to go travel. There's a lot of things you could get me to do if I get to go on an airplane to see palm trees and be by the ocean, but we'll see how that goes. So that's what we're going to be doing too. Hopefully things are a little bit smooth. They're not too chaotic when that happens. So I booked a trip. And then the other day I'm like, I need to go to Florida. So then I booked another trip for like in 3 weeks. I'm like, I need to go to Florida. It was like this overwhelming urge that I need to go. So this is how I choose my trips, or choose when I go on vacation or when I need a break. And I'm the kind of person who will rearrange my entire schedule, but the week that I did pick, it's not too busy, so we're good. I'm the kind of person who's like, gotta go. Like this urge comes through me, this higher intelligence goes through me, and it's like, book it. And I don't even care. I don't even check my bank account. Like, I don't care how much money is in there. I need to go. This is just how I live my life. And then there's that. And so I'm going to go to Florida. I'm totally going to Florida. So you'll be seeing pictures of my trip there. And then in October, you'll be seeing pictures of my trip in Costa Rica. And I'm like, going to be celebrating my freedom while I have it, in the internal kind of freedom. Also, the message came through yesterday to tell you guys is don't wait. Don't wait. I've said that before. Do not wait for don't put things off, basically. Do not put things off. Okay? So I believe what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you some of the predictions, psychic predictions that I've been hanging on to all summer. And because I just went back on TikTok, you may see them on there as well. But there's some that I did not mention on TikTok in the video.
This is Mike Boileau of Lexicon Valley.
And I'm Bob Garfield. Are you one of those people who sometimes uses words?
Do you communicate or acquire information with, language?
Hey, us too. So join us on Lexicon Valley to chew over the history, culture, and many mysteries of English, plus some wisecracks.
Find us on one of those apps where people listen to podcasts.
The Fall Line is a true crime podcast covering the coldest cases in the southeastern United States and occasionally beyond. We focus on the missing persons, the unsolved murders, and the unidentified does that don't get media attention. Empathetic and intensively researched, The Fall Line will take you on deep dives into unsolved cases that you've never heard of and make you wonder why you haven't. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
So I'm going to tell you some of them that I've been hanging on to them all summer long. And for some reason, I feel like I need to tell you how I'm getting these. How do I get my psychic predictions? So I do this new thing where I try not to go on my phone, like social media, first thing in the morning. So this morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. Woke up at 6 a.m., go outside to the sunrise, and then take the dogs out, and then I go back to bed. And I was going to go on my phone. I'm like, no, I'm going to meditate. So people keep asking me, and they ask me in the psychic class, like, how do I know how to meditate? How do I know which meditations to pick? And I always say, go on Insight Timer. And then I say, choose one that you feel drawn to, okay? So your spirit picks it, your soul picks where you feel is good. But what I do is I use a white noise machine meditation, and I put that on, and I just zone out. So I take deep breaths in and out, and I center myself. I'm lying down, still in my cozy bed under my duvet, still in my pajamas, and I am listening to the white noise. So the white noise helps me get in what I call is la la land, or the zone. So you can't. I was telling my students that you can't. It's very difficult to get psychic information if you're busy, because you're clogging up the pipe, right? You need to be quiet and resting and in the present moment to receive psychic information. And so the white noise really helps me center and get in the zone very quickly. Like people say, how do you meditate? How do you get in the zone? I'm like, I just do a white noise machine. And I close my eyes and immediately I'm in meditation. And so I always have, my phone is right by my head, which I know is really bad. But I get them really quickly. So I need to pause the white noise, come out of meditation, make the notes in my phone, and go back into meditation and get more stuff. Now, the point is, and to preface this, that the point of meditation is not to get things or receive information or ideas, but that is a bonus. And also to preface, I was microdosing last week. So yesterday I microdosed, Saturday I microdosed, and then again another day last week that I microdosed mushrooms. So that also is an advantage, plus the breathing, plus the white noise. That combination really helps me to get psychic information, okay? So I was getting so many, even ideas for like TikTok, like make this video, do this for Spirit School, make this video for the school, make this TikTok, make this Instagram post. And then I got some world events. And one of them that came through, I'll give you one right now, because it was kind of like, are you crazy? Like, everything that I say, I feel like it's crazy or will land in people's ears being like, what the hell are you talking about? But the first one that I got really was that they're going to be a massive infestation of millions upon millions of rats. Like, I'm not talking like New York City, like they might be there because that's normal, I think, for that. But this is like an infestation. Like all the rats are coming out of these holes and they're running all over the place and like crawling up buildings and things like this. It was the same feeling that I had about the bee prediction when the bees were going crazy and there was like thousands upon thousands of bees on the buildings and they were just everywhere. It's the same kind of thing. So while I had a prediction a few months ago, if you go back to my blog, actually I need to catch up on the blog, WordPress. So if you go to elevatehersoul.com and go to the blog tab, you can go read past predictions that I've had. I feel like I need to recap and show you what has come true over the last 3 years. But I had a prediction about pestilence. Pestilence means like basically like apocalypse of bugs. So bugs everywhere. So while rats are obviously not insects and pestilence, it's the same feeling that I had with the bees, with the rats. So I had two visions, and then I had a song come in and I saw rats climbing up a massive clock. So like a landmark, a world landmark. It had to do with a clock, and all these rats were climbing up this clock. So that is the very first prediction I'm going to give you. And hopefully you're still going to listen to me after I tell you about the rats. Okay, a little pause there to get my notes ready for you. Are you ready for this? Like, some of them are not really psychic predictions, like predicting the future. They're just facts. They're like psychic facts. Is that even a thing? I didn't even know there was like psychic facts, but things that are actually going on right now. So it would be present moment that are super weird, okay? I don't know if you're ready for this, but I'm just going to put, as I've learned over the years, just put things out there and see how, and like, just put things out there. Just do it. Just do it. Okay. So one thing that I got in August was the clones. So if you ever have seen the movie Tyrone Was Cloned, or They Cloned Tyrone, go watch that movie on Netflix. You get a super creepy feeling when you watch that movie, and please know that you are on point with your clairsentient feeling about that movie. So I wrote down in my notes, clones have aliens inside. What? So clones, people who are cloned, there's multiple celebrities who are cloned. There's people walking around who are clones. There's actual like alien technology. So maybe not actual like an alien inside of them, but like alien technology is the feeling that where did this idea, I feel like humans are stupid. Like, no offense, but like we're not that smart to have this kind of technology to clone a human being. Like that technology and the formulas and whatever, how they do that came from something way more intelligent than us. We're not that smart. Even the smartest people are not that smart. So the feeling was that clones have alien technology inside of them, kind of like a DNA strand, but alien DNA. So not really DNA. It's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a very strong knowing. Also going with the alien thing, aliens are walking around Las Vegas. That was another fact I got. So it's just a fact, a psychic fact that aliens are literally walking around Las Vegas. And I feel like because Las Vegas is so weird, like I would never go to Vegas, but it's so weird there. Like you would see like a weird thing walking down the street and you probably wouldn't think twice about it. You'd be like, oh, okay, there's an alien walking down the street. Did I just see that? Right? And you would be, I feel like everyone's so desensitized. People are so desensitized, so psychologically manipulated to be desensitized to what's happening. Like you saw the videos like aliens are here. Yeah, well, whatever. We don't care. Like nobody's freaking out about this anymore. So I feel like when I'm talking to you right now, I can feel an energy of complete disconnect, right? So that's what they wanted. They wanted us to be disconnected. So your job is to stay connected. And the way you stay connected to yourself is by living a soul-led life, by choosing your hell yeses, and maybe you don't know what those are, so you've got to practice that. It's a feeling, right? So a thought can be programmable, but I feel like a feeling can't be. You're in charge of your own feelings, and also you're in charge of your own thoughts too. So that was another fact, not a psychic prediction, but a fact. Now, I have one here. I just need to look up because I'm like, I don't even know what this is. So I'm just going to Google quickly because it's like I need to explain to you what this is. Okay. So then I got MK Ultra. So MK Ultra, I didn't know what that was. So I'm Googling here and it says Project MK Ultra was an illegal human experimentation program designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency and intended to develop procedures and identify drugs that could be used during interrogations to weaken people and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. Okay, now I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. Okay? Makes sense? Do you see this? Like, I hope you understand this. Like, they're brainwashing. They use drugs. So think of what the drug would be. The drug would be the pokey. And there's more coming out. And I know a lot of people are going to line up again and they're going to go and take some more pokies because they're brainwashed. You can tell if you drive somewhere, you can see people are completely disconnected from their self. They are horrible drivers. Like, I mean, worse than horrible drivers. They just don't know what to do. Like, you can tell people look a little bit zombie-like when you walk down the street. Just watch people. Just sit on the side of on the bench or whatever and just watch people in Toronto. Like, Toronto was already crazy before. When we went to go see a show and we're like, it was just the feeling of like, these people are not even in their bodies. They're not even in here. Right? It's almost like the feeling of like the COVID shot, which is a drug and more to come, was used to weaken people. To weaken people physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, force confessions or through brainwashing. They brainwash us through the drug and psychological torture. This is a psychic fact. This is something that you cannot deny.
Recording stopped.
Okay? So I was just doing a little blurb there on talking about a little video thing, posting about this. This is like MK Ultra. I didn't have any context to this, and now I'm like, this makes so much sense to me. So you can Google what it is, and I just read from the thing. This is to me, I'm like, okay, now I get it. So sometimes when you get a psychic fact or like a download, I hate that word, or you get some information in your crown chakra and it comes down to you, it takes a little while because there's not a lot of context to it. So you'll just get like a word, like I just got MK Ultra. I don't know what that is. I didn't bother to Google it. I'm like, okay, I'll just write it down in my notes and then I guess I'll figure it out later, right? But that's what it is. So sometimes it takes a little bit for things, like even with a prediction that I've made, it takes obviously time for it to unfold. Sometimes they happen like within an hour, and sometimes it happens within 6 months. Sometimes it happens in 2 years. Like 2 years ago, I was buying battery operated candles. I have a food stash downstairs, which are kind of depleted because he calls it what does Chad call that? My pandemic or something. I forget he calls it like your stash. So like that's been depleted because we just think, well, maybe it's not going to happen again. But I've told you guys before to get food, so that's up to you, right? So there's that. So MK Ultra. And then, okay, so in July, I'll give you another one. Are you still with me? Or you're like, what? This podcast is crazy. I'm beyond the point of worrying about if I'm crazy. Like, I feel like for a while I've been like, I don't give a crap what anyone thinks. I don't give a crap. Like, obviously, I think you can tell that, right? So in July, I received a commune will burn to the ground, and it is heavily guarded. Now that I tap into it, I see like rockets. I'm hearing the song by Def Leppard, Rocket, yeah, that song. I'm getting that song in my head as I go back to my notes of a psychic prediction. The commune will burn to the ground and is heavily guarded.
Hi, this is Alex Kantrowitz. I'm the host of Big Technology Podcast, a longtime reporter and an on-air contributor to CNBC. And if you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. So each week on Big Technology, I bring on key actors from companies building AI tech and outsiders trying to influence it, asking where this is all going. They come from places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and plenty more. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, in meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Now, one of the things that I don't have in my psychic ability toolbox is geography. So sometimes it'll be just like, I don't know where these things are going to happen. So an example I posted, there's going to be a tsunami, but I'm like, I don't know where it is. Like, I don't receive that information ever. Like, they don't tell me, Spirit doesn't tell me, like, the higher realms don't tell me where it's going to be. Where some psychics can get the exact geography of where things are going to happen, that is not one of my strong suits. So I can get the accurate information and maybe an idea of when the timing is going to be, but I don't get geography. And that, now I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, I wasn't very good at geography. I'm trying to think of Mr. Giroux was my teacher in high school, and I hated geography. So sometimes in your gifts, you're going to get like what you're not good at in life will come to you, will do the same, will spread to your gifts. So I'm not good at geography. So that, I don't know where that's going to be. Okay. Now, this was cool. This was like an experience that I had. So I don't remember where I was driving. It probably was on the 404 from Newmarket to wherever I was going, but we were, maybe it was to the airport. So there was a 5G tower. Now 5G towers are a big problem. 5G towers are a humongous problem. I don't even know how to start with this, but anyways, the experience that I had was we were driving past a 5G tower and I could see hundreds of dark entities all around it. Like entities. So like grotesque looking, cloudy, like a Dementor. If you like Harry Potter like me, a Dementor is a bunch of Dementors all around the 5G towers. Now, I don't know if I want to get into this, but like I feel like the 5G towers are worse than you know. So about 6 months ago, I believe, I got this urge to buy, I can't think of what it's called. Zeolite. I'd never heard of zeolite before. It comes in this green canister or whatever with this bunch of like volcanic clay or something like, and it's you put it in water. It tastes horrible, by the way, and very chalky. It doesn't dissolve in water. And you're supposed to drink it really fast and whatever. And over 6 months' time or so, it's meant to bind all the metals in your body, heavy metals, and bind them and excrete them out of your body. I'm really bad at like, I get this idea that I feel like I need to do something, and I'm not very good at sticking with it. But there's something about metals in our body and the 5G towers. I'm not going to get into it, but I'll maybe save that for later. But anyways, I can see why it had dark entities literally all around it. And then I also got that it was making us sick. So now remember, sometimes the way I receive information is from a higher consciousness energy. So I think I've talked about before where I'll get like a fancy word, like an intelligent word that I have to like Google because I don't know what the intelligent word means. That's how I know this is real. Like, I don't make anything up. I wouldn't tell you things if I wasn't pretty sure about them because I know where it comes from. So it's a pure energy. The information that I get, it's a pure energy. And so then I share it, right? Okay, this one. Okay, I'm going to save this one. So I'll go one before it. I just want to, I got to Google again. Get out of that. Okay, so Kangen water. Kangen water. So one of them was Kangen water. What is Kangen water? So the term Kangen reportedly comes from Japanese and means return to origin. It is named after water ionizing machines, which provide the convenience of filtering tap water and turning it into water with different pH ranges. Okay, my prediction was that the stock of Kangen water was going to go through the roof. Okay? Kangen water filtration systems are very expensive. Like, I saw the cheapest one was like $5,000. But I just wanted to tell you that that's probably what's going to go up in stock. So if you buy stocks or whatever, go to Kangen water and get some of that stock. Yeah, it's alkaline. Oh my, it's kind of like alkaline. Like, anyways, I'm not a doctor and I don't know a lot of science things. I'm more of like a feeling. I have a feeling about this. So this very strong feeling that would be a really good idea for you if you can afford it. Now this one was cool. When did I get this? End of July still. We're still on the July 31st notes here. So a group of Canadians will attempt to form their own government party. Now, this one is cool, but not, because I did know, I had a very strong knowing that it wasn't going to be successful. So, a group of Canadians are going to attempt to form their own government. So, like, that means, like, they're going to try to overthrow or run against the other political parties, like an independent one. And it has, like, a farm energy to it. So, like, farmers, people trying to save the land. And then, I have to jump ahead to different notes. That was more recent about Jordan Peterson. So, I can't find it, but I did get, there it is. So, on August 20th, just a few days ago, I picked up a little tiny blip on the radar of Jordan Peterson could run for politics. Now, that guy's smart, okay? That guy is smart. He's intelligent. You can tell he's educated and intelligent. I don't follow him or anything, but when I've seen him speak on a video, I'm like, that dude is smart. Like, people may not agree with what he says, but he's like, if anyone agrees, like, with the same kind of beliefs that I have about what's happening in the world, because I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Some people don't want to know and they just put their head in the sand, or there's no way you could not, like, I don't know how, unless you're like part of the MK Ultra program, there's no way you could not have some weird feelings about this. Maybe old people. I don't know. Just, this guy knows what he's talking about. So let me go. It's so funny because I have, like, you have your notes on your iPhone. It's probably listening to me right now. It is listening to me right now. There's like notes of like things to buy and things to do and ideas, and then there's like psychic predictions in between there. So I have to go through them all right now, and let me see if I have anything really cool to tell you. Yeah, you need to watch Tyrone. They cloned Tyrone. You need to watch that. Also, oh my God. I know I did. So on the weekend, I love to watch movies. I love watching movies on the weekend. And it's like I don't have time during the week to do too busy talking to dead people. You have to watch Don't Worry, Darling. So I was so funny because on the one night I said, Anna Kendrick is my favorite actress. So I'm like, to chat, I'm like, let's watch Alice, Darling. So I'm like, I thought it was all cool and stuff. I'm like, there was so much drama around this movie. Like, all the actors were fighting. There was like a love triangle. And then Jason Sudeikis came and gave her the papers. And whatever's like, okay, Gossip Girl. And then I realized when I'm watching Alice, Darling, it was the wrong movie. So first I watched Alice, Darling, which is about an abusive relationship. But Anna Kendrick is like my favorite actress. I know Hollywood's stupid, but if I ever find out that Anna Kendrick eats baby blood to stay young, I'm going to lose my mind. Because when I found out that Will Ferrell was going to the island, I bawled my eyes out because Elf is my favorite movie, my favorite Christmas movie, next to Home Alone. But I bawled my eyes out. Like it's like everything you knew is crumbling. Everything you ever knew to be true literally is falling apart. And that is a hard thing to go through. We need to admit that this is a hard thing that we're going through. This is really hard what we're doing. Not for everyone, but it's really hard what we're doing. Do you know what? Like, okay, I'm going to be silly here. Every time, I was like, I'm programmed for this now. So Chad and I have this thing. So if you ever watch The Office, you know that Michael Scott always says that's what she said. So every time one of us says something with like kind of that you could turn into like a sexual innuendo, we always try to be the first one to say, that's what she said. So when I just said, things are really hard right now, I'm like, that's what she said. I'm like, Chad's not here for me to say that. So I have to say that to you guys. And you might not think it's funny, but it's hilarious. And then the thing that always makes me mad is that he doesn't laugh at my that's what she said. I'm like, that was like top 10. And he's like, meh. But when he does it, he thinks he's so funny. He thinks he's like, my hair was the best. I'm like, mine are the best, just so you know. So we have this competition of who can say it quick enough and with the best ones. And I had to get that out because I'm gotta be me. And me says, that's what she said. I'm going through my list here. Not chicken fingers and fries. That's not it. Oh, okay. Here's something. So again, sometimes I get things that have no context to them at all, like the MK Ultra thing, and then you go about, oh my God, that's what that means. Sonic booms. Sonic booms. So let's just look that up, shall we? Even though I kind of know what it is. Sonic booms. So, a sonic boom is a sound associated with shock waves created when an object travels through the air faster than the speed of sound. It is an impulsive noise. Yeah, impulsive, yeah, right. Similar to thunder. It is caused by an object moving faster than sound. An aircraft traveling through the atmosphere continuously produces, oh my God, air pressure waves similar to the water waves caused by a ship's bow. Dude. Go follow me on Instagram, Elevate Dawn Herself, if you're already not doing that. I took a picture of the sonic boom clouds. So I'm going to call them sonic boom clouds. The clouds are like they look like they have a vibration to them, and almost like a sound has pushed them to like look billowy but not real. Like if you look at the clouds, if you think those clouds are real and not being altered, don't even talk to me. Like, look at the clouds. Go look at the clouds. Those clouds are not what they're supposed to be doing. Okay? So this, now I have my arm hair standing up, which is how I know that what I'm saying is 100% accurate. There's no doubt in my mind. Okay, so the sonic boom came in, and then 2 nights ago, I was lying in bed, and I was woken up by my ear popping, like twice. Like, bigger than an ear pop sound. Like, it was just different. And it woke me up. I was like, what the hell is that? And it was not like a normal ear popping. You know how your ear pops sometimes? Or like, I always say, like, my ears are so clogged, you know? I call it my bad ear. I can't hear properly on my right ear. I don't know if you guys know that. I've tried to have it cleared out, whatever, and it's not working. But I have a bad ear. So I blame spirit. That's when they talk in my bad ear than my right ear. But this. So then this, when I'm reading this, sonic boom, felt like that's what happened to my ear. And, you know, the airplanes are like spraying us daily with a whole bunch of crap like plastic, microplastics, and titanium, something horrible. Like they're spraying us with metals, which goes back to my feeling about the 5G towers and the metals. Not good. Everyone's like, what's wrong with 5G, Jen? I like being on my phone 24/7. Don't mess with my 5G because I need it if I don't have internet. Guys, you know how we end this problem? Everyone smash their phone right now. People are like, oh, I would never smash my phone. I can't do that. I need my phone. Don't you remember what it was like before we had phones? I do. It was way better. I called Bell the other day and I'm like, I want a landline, not an internet one. A landline. And then he was annoying me, so I hung up. But it was like, we need to go back to our basics. That's why this is happening. Okay? But this sonic boom thing, 100% what's happened to the clouds. So also, if you have a high-pitched noise in your ear too, that's part of the sonic boom. It's like sonic boom is faster than sound. So they're using sound waves to make the clouds look like this. Please tell me you understand this. Please tell me you are getting this. Please tell me that you are awakened and conscious to this. I feel very judgy right now. I should be like, my glasses are like down about my nose. Like, please tell me you understand what's going on. And I feel like if you didn't understand what was going on, you would not be listening to the Singing Medium podcast. Like, if you're like a regular Joe who like doesn't want to know anything, who's like living their life as if everything's fine, there's no way you're going to be listening to the Singing Medium podcast. There's no way. And also with that, I got another fancy word I had to look up. Give me a second. So along with the sonic boom, I got sublimation. So it has to do with clouds too. So sublimation, it's the transition of a substance directly from a solid state to a gas state. It does not turn into liquid and only occurs at specific temperatures and pressures with the sonic boom and what they're doing with the airplanes and the clouds looking weird and everything is connected. I had this client the other day, and the things that were coming through for her psychically were seeming so random. And they were about everyone that she knew randomly. So like no one close to her. It was all about these random people that she knew. She could identify what I was talking about. She just said, well, that's just a random person. And after about 10 minutes of this, I'm like, I think I know what's going on here. She's like, what? I'm like, number one, it's not a terrible reading. Number two, it's showing you that you don't know that everything is connected. And she kind of looked at me like, huh? And it was just, everything is connected. So sublimation, MK Ultra, the shots, everything, the sonic boom. This is all connected. And luckily, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I get that. I get this. I would be so sad if I didn't get this. And I'm not saying people are stupid if you don't get it, but like, I've long given up on trying to wake people up. I just give what I know, and I feel so grateful to know what I know. Like, I know it's stressful and anxiety ridden and panic attack-ish, and like trust me, when they come back with the masks and the mandates and crap like that, I'm gonna be losing my mind, because when they first 3 years ago when they told me that, I was at a cottage and I started bawling my eyes out. I'm like, I'm never going to a grocery store again. I'm never going, because I'm not wearing that mask. The only way I'm going to wear a mask is if I have to go on an airplane and I get to go to Florida or I get to go to Costa Rica. That's the only time I'm ever going to wear a mask. You will see me being kicked out of a million stores, and I bet you guys all need to be the same. You all have to do this. You have to. It's not a choice anymore. Do I have anything else to share with you? Let me see. Okay. Just a few more. And then we're done with the predictions. I've caught you all up to date. You're all up to date now with the psychic predictions, okay? So before I give you the last 3 psychic predictions that literally just came in the last 2 days, I would like you to, when you're done this podcast, if you would kindly go and rate and review the Singing Medium podcast, tell your friends about it, because I would love to expand the podcast to a bigger audience if possible. So that might be one of my goals. I realized the other day that I don't have a dream anymore, or goals. I don't really have set goals. So this is going to be one of them. I'm going to manifest this. You ready? I have a podcast where thousands of people, it reaches thousands of people who are ready to learn how to live a spirit-led life and to awaken their gifts, their spiritual gifts, and to no longer hold back and become limitless. There's a goal. Speaking of limitless, oh my goodness. So I don't know if you know this, but every year I do like a group coaching. I almost said container and then I almost barfed. Blech. I have a group coaching group that people come and join in once a year. So one year it was called Transcendence, was last year. I'm trying to think what I called it the year before that. But this year I'm going to do another one. I haven't even told anyone this yet. I'm going to do another spiritual group coaching or mentoring. So it's not about your gifts, it's about your life. So like think of a life coach, spiritual life coaching in a group setting. And that is going to be called Limitless. Limitless. That's what it's called. So stay tuned for that. So so funny. I'm sitting here and my phone is open to my notes, and then Spirit, it just typed randomly by itself, okay. I'm like, who's typing that? Okay. So Code Orange. So this is so interesting. So yesterday I got this driving, and then I pulled over. Wink, wink. No, I didn't. I guess I was stopped. I'm sure I was stopped when I Googled Code Orange. Now you would think Code Orange, you would know that's an emergency thing. It's an emergency response, right? So Code Red, Code Blue, Code Orange. I never knew what Code Orange was before, but obviously the internet is censoring because it didn't want me to know what Code Orange was. And the first thing that came up when I Googled Code Orange is a band. No, I did not mean a band, Code Orange. I meant the emergency. What does it mean? So Code Orange is coming. Now, I do remember what Code Orange emergency. So the overall goal of a Code Orange in healthcare is to enable the organization to receive and treat a sudden influx of casualties requiring emergent treatment. So there's going to be an evacuation. Code Orange is when evacuation is required. So I don't know. Geography, I suck at it. I don't know where the geography is for this. But there's going to be Code Orange, and you will know about it. You will know when this prediction comes true, unfortunately. Okay? And then on TikTok, go see the other two. So I've got Code Orange, rat infestation, which I said at the beginning of this podcast. If you're still listening, congratulations. You're awesome. And then hundreds of lightning strikes at the same time, but they had a feeling of Project Bluebeam, so it wouldn't be a natural. Although I do feel like this is going to sound super weird, but really it's going to sound super weird of everything I've said so far. Mother Nature is going to fight back. And fact, those fires are started on purpose. Okay. I really hope you know this. Again, if you don't know this, you probably won't be listening to this podcast. So I can stop talking about it. But pretty much you have to, here's the thing. If you don't want to take my class, great. If you don't want to practice being a psychic, great. Fine. You do you. But I'm telling you, you can practice, you can still open your abilities by like something happens, and what's the feeling behind it? What's the feeling? Like, or a knowing, holy crap, like if you get that, what? No. And then the problem is you talk yourself out of it. You're like, oh no, it's fine. I'm imagining that. You're not imagining that. That's the number one thing my students always say. I think I'm just making it up. You can't make up a full body, holy shit, what is that? That is not right. Look at the clouds. Holy shit, that's not right. Look at what happened in Maui. That's not right. Holy shit. I knew it was made up before they started telling me it was someone did it on purpose. So you that's how you get stronger with your abilities. And if you're dumbing down your abilities because of whatever your reason is, you're wasting it. I'm just going to be point blank. You're wasting. You're wasting a precious resource that you have within you, and you're dumbing it down because you're worried about people think. Who gives a shit? Who cares what people think? You need to worry about you. You need to grow your gifts. You need to get stronger. You need to become limitless. You need to take the limitations off of you. That's what just needs to happen. It's part of your journey here. It's called growth, man. It's called growth. You cannot stay the same. And if you try to stay the same, you're going to be so uncomfortable. And people are like, oh, I like my comfort zone, blah, 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 blah. Fine, do that. I don't care. Go. Okay, be comfortable your whole life. I'm not choosing that. And then when I choose not to do that, then maybe that will inspire someone else to also not choose to stay in their comfort zone. There is no learning that happens there at all. All right? So I think that's one of my longest podcasts so far. I think 45 minutes. What the heck? So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you so much for being here. There'll be some new surprises coming up very soon because I think I might be teaching Reiki online again. So if you want to learn how to do Reiki, Usui Reiki, stay tuned for that. Got cool things coming, man. Cool things are coming, and I'm not trying anymore. You want to sign up for Spirit School? Great. You don't want to sign up for Spirit School? Great. That is great. Everything is great. It's fine with me. And I hope that you will at least sometimes tap into the feeling or the knowing when you see something online and that's not right. See you next time on the Singing Medium Podcast.
Hi, this is Alex Kantrowitz. I'm the host of Big Technology Podcast, a longtime reporter and an on-air contributor to CNBC. And if you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. So each week on Big Technology, I bring on key actors from companies building AI tech and outsiders trying to influence it, asking where this is all going. They come from places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and plenty more. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, in meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.